Hey, good morning YouTube. Steve here from Vegas Westside Shooters. Today we're going to do a fairly brief follow-up video on the Springfield Armory Saint. As if you watched our last video, you may have noticed that we had an ammo problem in the beginning where we had a failure to extract, which led to a little brass shaving that got stuck in the bolt, causing a couple of mishaps. And I wasn't sure whether it was the magazine, whether it was the ammo, whether it was the rifle. We eventually got it working and put about 100 to 150 rounds through it without any problem. We want to do a quick follow-up just to nail that down. Before we get started, I just want to make one comment. As I've said on many of our other videos, we're just a regular father and son out shooting some videos, enjoying our firearms, and hopefully sharing that with anybody who wants to watch it. We're not professionals. We're not law enforcement officers. We're not military, and the videos are not about us. So please excuse our stance if you don't like it, or our handling of the firearms. We do practice good firearm safety, but we're not professionals, so we're not going to hold it the way you were taught in boot camp. And the point of the video is not us; it's about the rifle. So hopefully you'll enjoy it, and you'll see today we're gonna take it out. We're gonna really put the Saint through the ringer here. We have a number of different ammunitions and magazines. We've got some standard Magpul P-Mags here. We have a polymer magazine from Mission First Tactical. We have a steel case and an aluminum case GI surplus type magazine. We have a new magazine from that's called the Amend 2. I hadn't heard of this before. I bought it at Ventura Munitions. It was $10.99, and it's a polymer magazine with a anti-tilt follower, a heavy-duty spring, and we'll see how this one runs. But it was pretty cheap, so hopefully if it runs well, I'll pick up some more of those. We've got some Lancer magazines, and then of course we have the Hex Mag over here, which you can tell by the hexagonal pattern on it. And then the ammo we're going to be shooting, first off we're going to shoot, this is called ASIM. It's precision. It's 68 grain open tip match bowtail hollow points, which are match grade ammo. We're going to shoot a couple of 3-round groups out of that and see how we can do. We've got some Aguila 5.56 that we shot before. We have some Fiocchi 223. We have the Arms Corps 223. We have the American Eagle from Federal, which is 5.56. We have Wolf. This is Wolf Gold 223. So these are brass cases, not steel cases. And then we have PMC Bronze, which are also brass cases. So that being said, we're going to head out to the range this morning, do some shooting with different magazines with different loads, and see how the Saint performs. Hope you stick with us. All right, Steve and Luke out at the range. Unfortunately, it's a hell of a blustery, windy fall day here in southern Nevada, so the accuracy may be affected. We're going to shoot out the Saint. The first thing we're going to do is shoot the Saint out, and hopefully you can see the target there. It's 100 yards out, the orange and green target. Luke's going to be shooting from a sandbag rest. We're going to shoot the ASIM ammo out of the P-Mag Magpul magazine with the red dot, and we're going to do 2 groups of 3 and see how the accuracy of the rifle is, notwithstanding the wind and other factors. So, okay, Luke, range is hot. Light them up. Okay, here comes the first group of 3. locked open on an empty bag. Alright, so even though it wasn't exactly at the point of aim, we have, I believe, Luke's group is 1, 2, 3 here, and then my group is 1, 2, 3 here. So we have pretty close groups, considering that we've got about between 20 and 30 mile an hour winds, which are variable in direction. We've got some pretty tight groups with that ASIM ammo, and with this Springfield Armory Saint. Awesome. Okay, so Luke's going to start with the Aguila 5.56 out of the Amend magazine, made in the U.S. Range is hot. What's going on? Houston, we have a problem.
Didn't feed.
Didn't feed? It's not jammed?
No, it's not jammed.
Okay, let's try it again.
Yep.
Check it, the same thing? Failure to feed?
Yep, failure to feed.
Okay.
Try again.
Alright, so let's try, why don't you go on next, let's do the, what do you got there, the wolf?
Yeah.
Alright, let's try the wolf.
No, it's the arm score.
Arm score. Okay, we're going to be shooting the arm score in the hex tack. Hex mag. That's the arm score 223. I hear some steel ringing. Nice. All right, no malfunctions there. Now we're going to try the Fiocchi 223 with the steel GI surplus magazine. Zero problems there. All right, now we're gonna see whether it was the ammo or the magazine or both there. So we're gonna shoot we took the Aguila magazine out of the Aguila ammo out of the Amen magazine, and we're gonna shoot the Aguila ammo out of the hex mag, and then we reloaded the Amen magazine with some Fiocchi, so we can see if it's the magazine or the ammo. So first, Luke will be shooting the 5.56 Aguila out of the hex mag. Range is hot.
Maybe it is the ammo.
Did it fail to feed?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Okay, let's try the Amen with the Fiocchi. Let's see what's going on. Okay, here's the Fiocchi ammo in the Amen magazine. right, so we have our answer there. There's something wrong with that 5.56 Aguila ammo that the magazines don't seem to like to feed it. Okay, on with the next part of the evaluation. Okay, next up, Luke's going to shoot the PMC bronze ammo out of the Lancer magazine.
No misfires or anything.
All right, looks good. Let's do, next we're going to do the aluminum GI magazine with the Wolf Gold Performance brass cased ammo.
No misfires.
Nice. Okay, and last we have the American Federal 5.56 coming out of the Mission First Tactical magazine.
All good.
All right, looks like the Saint held up pretty well. The only issues we had were the 5.56 Aguila ammo not wanting to feed out of the two different magazines, so I'd call that an ammo problem. But the gun has performed flawlessly. All right, so we're going to shoot it up a little bit more, and we'll see you back at the garage. Okay, we're back in the garage, back from the range on this blustery fall morning, and I have to say, number one, the Saint rocks. The Saint handled everything we threw at it like a champ, had zero issues related to the rifle. We probably had a little sighting in issue with the red dot, as you could see from the precision shooting that we did, that we had pretty tight groups at 100 yards, but they were way off center. So we were firing at the center of the target. We were getting headshots, so probably about 10 inches high, but tight grouping. So that's not the rifle's fault. That's the sight or the sighting in, which would be our fault. But the fact is, once we put the dot where we wanted it to go, the bullets went in the same spot pretty much every time. So I can't argue with the accuracy of the rifle. We're gonna put on a little bit different sight in the future, and we'll try another video where we do a magnified optic, like a 1x4 or something, and we'll give that a try. However, we didn't have any problem with the rifle. The only issue that we have a little bit is, and you're probably not going to be able to see this, but the handguard is just a little bit loose, and I have seen some comments on our previous video and on a couple other videos that a couple people have had trouble with their handguard. It's just a tiny bit loose, not enough that it's affecting my shooting, I don't think, and not enough right now to send it back to the factory or anything, but it is a little tiny bit loose, the handguard. And then of course we did have an issue with the Aguila 5.56, which was failing to feed out of the magazines. It failed to feed out of the Amend 2 magazine, and then it failed to feed out of the Hex magazine. The thing about it is that we fired Fiocchi out of both of those magazines and didn't have any issue at all. So I don't really think it's a magazine problem. I certainly don't think it's a rifle problem. I think it's that ammo that either I got a bad batch of that Aguila or it's just crappy ammo. For the moment, I'm going to say I'm not going to be using Aguila ammo in any situation where I absolutely need the rifle to function until I figure out and get that worked out. But we had no problem with the Magpul PMags. We had no problem with the aluminum or the steel GI magazines. We had no problem with the Mission First Tactical. No problem with the Lancer magazines. And the only issue we had was with the 5.56 Aguila, and that was out of the Amen 2 and out of the Hex mags, both of which performed fine with other ammunition. So there you have it. That's our follow-up to the Springfield Armory Saint. It pretty much gobbled up all the different ammos, used all the different magazines, and we didn't have a single issue with it. So I'm definitely continuing my thumbs up for the Saint, and we'll keep an eye on the handguard thing and do a follow-up video sometime in the future. Thanks for watching our video. Steve and Luke from Vegas Westside Shooters.